Good afternoon. It's a really beautiful day, and I'm thankful to myself that I kicked myself in the butt to get out of the house. In the morning, it was cloudy back in my home area, and it was not really inviting. But in order to give a mental boost to myself, I did look at the cameras and area I thought of going, snowshoeing, and I saw snow on the road, and I saw not much traffic on the highway, and I read the snow report at one of the ski hills in the area I'm going to, Menin Park, and it shows 48 centimeters of snow since yesterday. Some sort of it was a storm in the mountains. Here in the Vancouver area was a storm. It was not much of a rain, but it was windy. But they got lots of snow on the mountains, and I thought, oh, that's cool, I want to go. Because to me, driving in the snow, it's fun. As long as I'm not driving on a highway in the traffic where people get into accidents and police is stopping the traffic, people slow down to look, so you're just stuck in the traffic and you're not moving much and wasting fuel. When you go into some sort of a remote area in the mountains somewhere, and when it's that much snow, the snow plows cannot make it, cannot clean up the roads, then you might spin around like I did in the past. You might lose control for a bit. You might end up into the opposite traffic lane, which I did in the past, and it's all okay because there's not much traffic. And even you do that, people see you from some distance, unless you drive like a stupid when you turn and you lose control and you end up in a ditch somewhere, which I did that as well, but I got pulled out in the morning, and now I have winter tires because of one experience about 3 winters ago. I had an experience that was not really. It was kind of a scary, probably for other people. It was scary for me as well at the time. I was on a highway and was busy, and I was following the traffic, but I did not have a good winter tire. It was just the regular tires, and it was a bit worn out. And I was following the traffic, thought I don't have a problem with that. But suddenly it was the road was changing with black ice or something, and I just lost control, and I went into the opposite traffic, and people saw me, and of course I start honking to warn the traffic, to warn the drivers, and someone managed to avoid me. I think it was scary for everyone. Probably people thought or made comments to themselves, that's an idiot or something. That's okay, for me, I don't mind if people make this type of comments, as long as everyone is safe. People have the right to think their way. It's a free country, right? And today I was trying to talk about people who are like balls of fire. I wish I could turn the camera around so you can see, instead of seeing my face, you could see where I'm going. Oh, so many birds here near the airport. This is one of those cranes, or I forgot the name of the bird. And this is a Chilliwack airport area. Those are seagulls. Those are beautiful mountains. Summertime we fly those areas, those mountains. And actually I flown there like 3 weeks ago with a friend, but not that high up. Why we do that? It's part of the topic of the day I'm talking about. We are still burning energy. We are like a ball of fire. And I thought to get into metaphysics and describe the soul, the life force, the mind that drives the body, this machinery. But not today. I'll do that in different video. Today I want to talk about people who have lots of energy to burn and how they focus that energy into different skills, different areas of the body that gives them skills, of course. It's a speed reduction. Okay, 70 km now. Okay, I'll follow the signs, of course. My mind is all over the place, so I'm not driving like a zombie, like a robot. I see those beautiful. They are not geese. White. I forgot the name of those white birds. Swans. There are lots of those here. Look like a white geese. Or maybe they are white geese or something, but it's beautiful to see so many birds flying and resting and eating, and you know, it's really a nice area to drive through. So every time I drive, wherever I go, doesn't matter, I go to work, I go to my adventures, exploring, I always pay attention to what I do. It could be a drive to work. It's not I'm not in a zombie mode. I'm not into automatic pilot mode. I always study people, cars, traffic, buildings, how that building got up so soon, what they do, what the crane does. It's the way I decided that my ball of fire, my energy, my body energy is being used. Some people turn that flame down so they can live longer. Other people burn very intensely. And unfortunately, some of those get into accidents because they want to live too intensely. And in my case, I'm really happy the way I manage that ball of fire, that life force. I would not exchange who I am to someone else. I would not want to be a king or a country president or a billionaire or something. No, I find a love for my body, for my mind. Like I started to learn how to love who I am, and once you achieve that, it's like every day it's a really good day. It's a really good day. I don't know, maybe the coffee I got in the morning keeps me excited. Sometimes I'm not in that full excitement mode, but part of life can be the same all the times, because the brain is trying to save energies and resources, and the brain figures that everything the same. You're excited all the time, excited about the same things, and the experience becomes dull. Even you have, let's say, you do skydiving. At first, it's very intense. you think that's the best you could do, or whatever experience you assigned, what emotions you assign to that experience. But if you keep doing that, let's say if you become a trainer or one of those instructors, skydiving instructors, I can tell you it becomes not boring but mundane. So once you repeat those experiences, it becomes mundane. And it's not a really good experience to try to achieve something at a high peak of enjoyment in your life and figure that, I've done that, and I keep doing the same thing which used to be exciting, like your marriage. Because it's a marriage or it's a relationship with whatever you do. You build a relationship. And you can build a relationship with a partner, with a life partner. You can build a relationship with your teammates at work. Yeah, so 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago I guess, we flown from this peak, but we did not have a long ride down. Now it's windy here where we land, so we land right here. This is a recording for those who did not watch my other videos. The fuel is 125 cents, and if I have a saving card, then I get it at 121 cents. Hey, don't cross the highway. See? People do stuff. So if I pay attention to the road, I see stuff. And if you keep doing the same thing, your relationship with stuff or with events, with people, becomes dull. You need a variety. And when I look around, when I drive around, I pay attention to things. There's always a variety. Nothing is the same. It's never the same. Like I go to the same ski area, and today I don't plan to ski, I just plan to go snowshoeing. But the snow is different, the mountain is different, sometimes it's foggy, and the people are different. Sometimes I see smiley faces, happy faces, excited, and that is part of my experience. If I don't open up to experience, then my environment is dull, because my brain will process only things that I want to process, part of the environment, maybe for survival, like the zombie people, like those. This is a dirt bike racetrack or something. I don't see anyone on the truck today. That's strange. Usually people ride every weekend, including kids. And so people select from their field of view, or from the sensor field of sense, they select only certain things they want to process. And if they are in automatic mode, because the brain tries to save resources, they only process certain things, but makes their life experience dull. But if you are open, if you are fully open, then it becomes exciting. Of course, you have to want to, you have to the will to study, to look, to sense the life. But how you sense the life if you don't have energy for yourself? Because all those sensors, including the brain, require energy. It's that life force. It's like a candle. You have to train that. If you don't have that one because your body is probably too big or is ill or something like that, it's understandable. If an old person or a sick person does not have enough life force to maintain the body alive and healthy or safe, that person won't have the life force for the brain to process and open up, because also the brain is like your computer that processes information from the senses, require energy from part of that candle, that flame that's burning. So in order to enjoy life and see the meaning of life, you need to have a healthy body. But a healthy body starts with a healthy mind, and sometimes it's not much you can do. If you are obese or you have some sort of illness, you have got diabetes or something like that, then the life force goes into dealing with those problems, those health problems, the body problems. If you are old, the same thing. It's not enough life force to allow the brain to open up, to measure and analyze all those sensors. Even the sensors are getting old and dull. The eyes cannot perceive with the same contrast, the same saturation. So life is not as bright as for a younger person. The hearing is going, I can see that, I can sense that. I used to sense very high pitch frequencies, now they are kind of dull. They have to be loud in order for my ears to perceive those. But it's okay, life is good for me even with those high pitch frequencies. When I listen to music, the reality I built and the sense around that music is good. Even I can hear the very high pitch instruments. I don't need those. It would be nice to see more contrast or more saturation, to see like a brighter green, brighter red. So I see all the colors, but I'm quite sure they are not that intense like when I was younger, 20 years ago. I'm quite sure about that. So I just got used to the senses, because the change was not sudden, was over the years. Otherwise I would get depressed, I know a friend who went to have a cataract surgery on both eyes, and he told me that right after he opened the eyes, was like some hours later, he noticed a tint, a bluish tint on both eyes. And the doctor explained that, that's normal, you will get used to it. So now, because it's a sudden change, you notice that bluish tint. But over the time, you will forget about it. It's like a part of your nature, part of your reality. So I don't know where the tint comes from. Maybe they changed the fluid in the eyeball, or maybe the plastic lens has a tint to prevent the UV rays to get. I don't know, I did not dig for the explanation, but he told me, I could see everything is bluish a little bit. So that's a sudden change in the perspective. And I want to share a story about the ball of fire. I met one about a month ago or something like that. So I went to do a service call in a high class, kind of a high class. I don't name people high class or low class or something. For me, everyone is the same. But higher level building, like a more expensive and architecturally beautiful building. I see a small Cessna aircraft. I don't know if it's a Cessna or because of the tree. It's flying above the river. It's going probably to Hope Airport. But here is a high wind area, and I know the pilots always struggle to manage the winds here. I feel the shake in the car. Anyway, so I probably won't see anything. Let's back to my topic. And I was trying to get access to a specialty room where we had to run some wiring, and the key was a specialty key. Like only a few people had access to that key, so you had to sign the key out. It's not for regular contractors. You had to be kind of taken there, escorted there. Maybe it's not like the police buildings, but still they didn't like people to hang around by themselves. And a young kid came, like a maybe 20 something years old guy with a ponytail, an Asian guy, talking very fast, and he came with a big stack of keys, and a try key. He didn't try every key because you can recognize which one has the shape that you're looking for. And so he did not get the keys, but I look at the hands, and he does that. So he did the key, put in a lock, turn it. I can't process the image, and I said, "Wow, that's really fast." And I was not impressed, but I was kind of I don't know. I had no explanation. Well, how the heck he does that fast? He's not a magician. And so he radioed someone said, "Come down, get a key." He goes, he comes very fast, and he is kind of frustrated, and I didn't like that. I don't like people who get frustrated very easily. And he's talking fast, he's not swearing, but you know, he's just trying keys, and finally he got the key. But he was so fast. And 2 days ago I went back to do some work, and I said I may need access to that room, and they didn't know which room. And then I explained, and they said, "Oh yeah, we need to get the key." I said, "Yeah, that young kid, the guy who moves his hand so fast, the one with the ponytail." And people in the office start laughing, and said, "Oh yeah, that's a car, like a race car driver." I said, "What?" Yeah, he's driving the race cars." And so, oh, okay, it makes sense. So I could never be that fast. So it's one of the reasons I don't approach fast flying machinery or equipment, anything like that, because my brain has some limits. So I did not train that part of the brain to process and have this very fast neuromotor connections. So some people take that brain energy, which is part of the whole ball of fire, which fuels the body. Let's not call it soul, life force. Okay, so life force, if you like that term. So they take that part of that and fuel different parts of the body. So the mind has to manage that life force, and they say, "You know what? I have this energy. It's part of the subconscious mind, and I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that." And when you are aware of your amount of life force, then you have a power to manage your resources, your energy resources. And when you try, let's say, you may not be aware of the life force, how much you have, but usually people go by trying. They say, "You know what? Oh yeah, I want to go for a hike," and they figure, "I'm getting tired too easy," or "I want to experience a piece of music or something, and I can't pay attention. It's like, oh, I'm getting too old," or something like that. Route 1 closed south of Cache Creek. So it could be lots of snow from the snowstorm that went over the whole British Columbia last night. Then the route I am going, it says slippery and compact snow. Yes, that's why I'm going there, because it's compact snow. Otherwise I would stay home. Well, it's no snow. Commercial vehicles chain up. Oh, so they want the big trucks to put the chains on, which is kind of a rare. And there is it says Box Canyon. They build a big parking lot there. So my mind takes some of that life force and start processing thoughts, because I'm one of those who have the mind going, keep going. Other people have that life force, and is focused on. I need to pass someone who has the lights on for some reason. And other people use that life force, go skiing, go bungee jumping, do something, do crazy stuff. So now I have to go 70 kilometers an hour, because I sense that it's not only construction zone, but I sense that the cops are watching. It's an area where the cops are usually kind of hunting for easy prey, like young kids, young drivers. And I'm not supposed to hold the phone in my hand. And to avoid getting a ticket, what I'll do, and I don't care about the traffic behind me, I'll put on a cruise. And now I don't have to pay attention to my speed. I'm doing like a 76 kilometers an hour, just below the limit where I get a ticket. Right, so that's the idea. I'm taking that life force and I focusing on something for my body, but I don't push my body too hard, because I'm 50 something. But I use some of that life force and I fuel my mind, so I keep my mind fully open, fully awake, except the night, of course, when I rest. And some people do other things, and doesn't mean they are really smart. If you look at lots of athletes, and now it says resume the speed, okay. Not really smart. If you see how they speak, especially like boxer people, they are not really smart. But they decided to focus that life force into muscle power, into brain muscle coordination. They are very good at that. And one example I saw on America's Got Talent, some guy, a very high level autistic guy, got a golden buzzer, which is like one of the highest awards, one of the talented people could get. So he was partly, or maybe semi-blind or something. He was walking with a cane with assistance, but when he started singing, he was amazing. He had amazing piano skills and amazing voice. I don't know how smart he was, but he decided, or his soul, I won't enter into that part of the topic, decided that, I have a talent and I have this body. What I'm going to do with my life, with my talent, okay? Can't do much with the body, so I'm impaired, so my body is, or my machinery is impaired, but I want to use it to enhance my life and other people's life experience with this machinery, this piece of equipment, which is not here forever. And he decided that his talent has to be fulfilled. I sense the truck does not have fuel. I knew, but I thought to push the limits a bit. So I'm driving like that for the last maybe 60-70 kilometers on no fuel. And I see a gas station right here across the street. I would have to take this exit, but I don't want to take the exit. I want to see where the car stops. Even it's pissing rain outside. Actually not pissing rain, it's just okay. But I have some fuel in my truck. I want to see when the car stops. So don't do that because it's not good for your fuel system, for your catalytic converter. Okay, so but my name is you know my name. Anyway, so the soul of that boy decided to use whatever is available, resources of that body, which are his hands, his good ears, his vocal cords, you know, and built and perfected neuromotor connections with those good working body parts. The same thing do athletes, the same thing you can do with your body. If you know your life force, you can kind of manage it. It's up to you if you want to use it or not. But let's say if you have some limitation in your body, in your physical material body, then don't get stopped in your tracks for your dreams. You know, use whatever you have available. It's like you know, some women dream to have big boobs. You know, they think, oh, that's my limitation, I have a tiny thing. But you have other parts of your body you can use to have a better life. You don't have to focus on getting some dumb guys who want big boobs or something like that. No, you can find the beauty and utility of your healthy body and how to help yourself and other people achieve what they want. So yeah, you want a relationship or something. Yeah, those big boobs have different purpose. It might attract some dumb guys who go by signals, but doesn't mean you will get a good relationship. The same with guys, you know. It's, oh yeah, I want a big dick. Okay. So what? You may want to grab some hooker or something. You think that is going to enhance your life? It might give you a temporary pleasure, and that's it. But it won't enhance your full life experience. So use other parts of your body that you're good at, or you can make them good at something. Find your talent. Maybe your talent is to draw some pictures or something, or take picture of some people, do some art, or maybe repair something. I don't know. You are designed to have a talent. Discover your talent and focus that ball of energy into the body that applies the talent, because the talent is not in your hands. Your body without the talent, without any ideas, without the mind, is just like a guy in a coma. Can't do much with it. But the mind is part of your soul that once it knows the purpose, or once it has some goals, it will use the body to apply those ideas and dreams and wishes or whatever into the material world using this material or physical body. So I took this exit because is my last exit where I can take some fuel. It would be funny to see my truck stopping right at the stoplight. You know, sometimes the cars do that. You run out of the fuel right at the stoplight, you know. So put the flashers on, get out, put some fuel in the tank, which I have. But some people don't have a spare fuel, and oops, what you do? Push the car out of the intersection. So it's not going to be my case. So I'll have a very nice adventure snowshoeing today. I'm going to use the ball of fire, my energy ball of my body that was given to me, and I still own it, I still use it, and I'm going to enjoy the day in beautiful British Columbia. So I have to pay attention to the traffic as well, and to the cops. See the snow up on the mountain? I'm going higher than that. And learn how to use your ball of energy, your invisible ball of energy. Some people call that aura, or they see it as an aura. You know, you may want to have someone to read your auras and tell you how much ball of energy, how big is your ball of energy, how excited you are, how your organs are doing, which also radiate some of that energy, visible for some people or some special equipment, right? So you know, okay, oh yeah, my heart is kind of weak, it's not doing well or doing something, and you can change things, you can reallocate resources, yes? Okay, I wish you a very good, great life adventure. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.